Good day, folks. This is Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today I'm going to give a little talk about your fall stockpiling time. This is July 31st. So tomorrow actually kicks off the August 1st, the beginning of what we call winter stockpile growing here in Missouri. We are central Missouri, about halfway between St. Louis and Kansas City. And this is a farm the cows are going to be coming on to. It's had, I think we're right at 60 to 62 days of rest on this paddock. And everybody talks about, how do you keep clover in your pastures? Well, this is how you do it. You see all that black seed in there? So you might say the end of July, 1st of August, black seed heads. Those are the ones that really pay huge dividends on making sure you have clover seed the next year. And then, of course, we have tons of this growing in amongst it. That's the Korean Lespedeza is coming in strong, along with lots of other plants. But yeah, some people look at this and like, well, Greg, you got all that brown seed in there, and it's not that good a feed. But yeah, it is. You'd be surprised what those cattle are going to do to that. They eat a lot of that because there's seed in there. It's actually, you want to look at it, it's a mature little grain. Well, the grain is clover seed and not corn, oats, beans, whatever. It's just nice natural clover seed. And the cattle eat that. Now, they're going to trample a lot on the ground, but there's actually some alfalfa mixed in there. There's our stick tight, or beggar's lice, some people call it. It's a wonderful legume, and I think the deer think it's a wonderful legume, because look at that. All those tips have been nipped by deer, because this has not had any livestock on it. You can't hardly find a tip. That one's gone too. The deer are just tearing it up. And then we have our big blue stem coming in. Folks, you will start to see native warm season grasses appear if you're grazing correctly. Look at this. That wasn't there last year. We've got quite a bit of that coming up in here. There's some more. Everywhere you walk, you can look around and see these clumps. You can see there's 4, 5, 6 clumps over there. It's just starting to appear all over the farms. And where the cows are going to be going into, let's see, in the morning. We just set that paddock up this morning. The Indian grass is just thick down there. And the cows are going to just do backflips on that. This grass is so good in here, I hate to even drive on it. So today I'm not going to. I'm going to walk it. The boys, I gave him a little bit of time off this afternoon, and we actually put him on a pretty small paddock this morning, so I'm going to go in early today and just roll the wire up, let him have the other half of this paddock up here. And so you're going to have to excuse me, I'm walking, and I don't have the gimbal. I'm holding the camera with my hand and doing the best I can. But it is thick in here. I mean, there is, gosh, I don't know, 12 inches, 14 inches of just solid forage out here, folks. We are living right this year, it seems like, this part of Missouri anyway. This is the 3rd day in a row that it's rained, and it just stopped raining. That's why I'm out here. So it rained all morning. Not a heavy rain, just a light rain, but we've had, I guess, 2 inches in the last, well, an inch each day, and I don't know what we got this morning. But it couldn't have come at a better time, because, it was dry, it was hot, and now we're getting cool weather. And so the plants get a chance to soak up all this water. And if you look at here, folks, how much do you think of that rain ran off on this farm right here? I mean, look at that. As far as the eye can see. There's a 12-inch beautiful sponge out here of forage, trampled litter. I mean, gosh, if you get down in, I can't even get to the bottom with one hand, but I'm gonna try because I don't want to set the camera down. Ugh. Oh my gosh, look at all that. That's all earthworm castings, folks. Oh, beautiful. The soil is so, look at that. It's like potting soil. Grown with ruminant animals, trampling this beautiful carbon on the ground surface, followed by a good rest period. A good rest period. Look at the clover in here. Folks, we haven't sowed any clover since 2006. That was 14 years ago. And just by focusing on good recovery periods, grazing the top parts of the plants, making sure they grow back, you will get this good hard seed in the fall. You're not going to have to grow any, you're not going to have to sow any more clover ever. Not ever. There's some of that, everybody says, Greg, we listen to your stuff and you know, it's always things are going really well, and we'd like to hear some of your stuff that doesn't go so well. Well, there's one of them right there. That's called Sericea lespedeza. It is an invasive. We've got it pretty bad in the paddock where the cows are at. You're going to see it. So I'm going to show you the bad part. We're going to see what the cows did to it. They've only been on it 4 hours, but it's been raining since it was raining this morning. We moved them, and so it is a smaller paddock. I'm a little bit nervous about limiting them, and nervous making sure they didn't get enough to eat. And I sure don't want to limit my cows going into fall. You want to get them fat. So if you start cranking them down too tight and they don't get enough to eat, you're going to be losing weight on your cows right as you're going into winter. That's not the way to make a good living on the land with livestock. Your livestock should be fat. But look at the diversity in here. There's chicory. There's another member of the milkweed family. There was actually, oh wow, look at that. Oh, is that beautiful or what? You all that are really sharp on the bugs and things and the worms, Ben was with me, he'd know exactly what that is. Maybe a monarch butterfly larvae, I don't know. That is beautiful. Just beautiful. That's nature, folks. That's not glyphosate sprayed on your land to get rid of the weeds. Some of these weeds we need. Look at him. That is just gorgeous. So we don't discourage that kind of thing at all. Wow, that kind of made my whole walk right there. That's beautiful. Just beautiful. There's some more big blue. That green spot up there. Of course, we got some of the Sericea too. The bad lespedeza. But you know, I think if you just put some pressure on it with animals, I know sheep put pressure on it. We just took sheep off a paddock where there was some Sericea, and they pretty much stripped all the leaves. Then we have the good lespedeza right there coming up. That's the Korean. So sometimes you get good, sometimes you get bad. You just got to kind of learn to roll with the punches. Well, I'm glad I didn't bring the four-wheeler over here. It's muddy. It's wet. I can hear it sloshing underneath my feet. I don't like driving on wet ground. Not even with an ATV, because you're compacting the soil. Look at that. Great big old clump of big blue coming up in there. So if you took a picture of this and marked that, I bet you next year it's going to be twice that size. Just spreading. Big blue will start out as a little clump, and it just keeps spreading. There's another chunk of it right there. I love big blue. That's because it likes hot weather and it'll grow. There's some more. right in our roadway here. The cows are not bawling at me. I figured they'd be bawling, but they don't hear the foiler. I don't think they've seen me yet. Oh, look at that. The bumblebee. He was gathering pollen off that plant. I know it's a member of the milkweed family. Somebody will chime in and tell me what that plant is. I need to get that app downloaded on my phone. I can take a picture of it. I can tell you what it is. Anyway, we're almost to the cows. They're all laid down. They don't look like they're hungry. Everything's laying down, chewing us good. They're going to be pretty happy to see me, I think. Look at that. I think I was over anxious. Man. There's only like 20 of them standing up. Everything's laying down, chewing us good. Oh, they look good. I'm back here. I'm gonna roll that wire up, and we're gonna move some cows. So what I've got here, folks, is I got two handles coming into a corner. That's the Greg Judy handle that I made many years ago. Still use them. I like them because you can drive over them with a pickup truck, ATV. You're not going to hurt that handle. Look how satisfied all these cows are. The young calves are laying. That's a really young calf there, 095. The bulls are wore out from the... They have really been working hard. Every time we come back here. Yeah, there's the new mother, 941. Where's your calf at, honey? Because you were just standing by him. I think 095 is her new calf. Yep, I'll leave you alone. She's a good mama. That calf is getting a good stretch on. Yeah, see, everything's chewing its cud. Oh, talk about a pretty bull calf. Whew. There's all the birds. Those are actually cowbirds. There's some swallows. I saw some swallows earlier circling around. Big old bull. But yeah, they've worked this over. They've fouled it. They've laid it on the ground. I mean, look at this. So this morning, folks, when we turned them in there, it looked like that over there. And now you can see they've only been on this 4 hours. It's just amazing what a large herd of ruminants can do in a short period of time. These bulls here are working. There's 3 of them on that 8102 first calf heifer. They're kind of keeping her company. She's coming into heat. She's not a standing heat yet, but she's on her way. She'll be bred in the next 24 hours. Another calf on the way. That's what's so beautiful about this business is, you know, getting all this beautiful fertilization. And look at the seeds in there. There's the seed. Most of that's probably clover seed. The Ceresia, which is this taller stuff, it doesn't have a seed on it yet. See, there's no seed on that plant. Now give it another 30 days, there will be seed. There's a honey locust. They nailed that. They took all the leaves off the honey locust. The cows are like, what are you doing back here? I'm 3 hours early. So now they figured it out. Greg's gonna go move the wire. But yeah, there's some sericea in here. So I've got that little problem child in this paddock. This is probably the worst paddock on Judy Farms. They had some of this in there when I leased the farm, and it's, you know, it's just something that's pretty hard to get rid of. You can spray it and it'll set it back. But the people I've talked to that have tried to spray it out, unless you just keep coming back, it's pretty tough. It'll survive, some of it will. And so the way we handle it, folks, is when those cows get through grazing this paddock, they're coming in behind me now. They know I'm gonna move them. I will come in here and clip this about 6 inches high, and the sericea will come storming back, but it's vegetative. I mean, it's tender. When I say tender, I'm talking all new growth, and it looks kind of like alfalfa when it's that tender. And the cows will just absolutely destroy it. They'll eat it. That's the only way to get really good pressure on it with cows and get some kind of performance. Now, years ago, I put cows on this paddock, and I put them on at about 400,000 pound stocking density. Little bitty strips, and I made them eat it. And they did. They ate it off right to the ground. Stalks, tops, everything. They couldn't help me to eat it off the ground because that's all they had to eat. Several things happened I wanted to share with you. When I did that, I had cows come up limping. I had cows that came up with just all kinds of stuff. I mean, rough haricose. They were thin, they were losing weight. I pushed them too hard. And I stayed on this paddock probably a day and a half because I just gave them little bitty strips of it, and they ate it. I thought, boy, I really showed that sericea who was boss. I didn't show it anyway. It just came storming back even worse than it was the year before that. So, yeah, you can make animals eat some pretty rank stuff, but are you really accomplishing anything? I guess that's what I'm asking. When you force your animals to do something, are you really accomplishing anything? And yeah, I made them eat it, but you know what? It also cost me. It cost me in lost animal performance. So those animals did not perform very well. The time I was doing that, I didn't kill the sericea, so what was I doing? Well, I made them eat it. That was about it. So, because I'm by myself, I'm taking this wire off as I walk so that I don't have to lay this camera down. And y'all can see all these cows come storming in here because it's going to be a storm. And you all that have vertigo, turn your head. I'll hold still when I get the wire up. It's going to be a mad rush of cows coming in here in a minute. Yeah, I got one more to go. Okay, so here's my reel. Got it wrapped around there. That makes it hot around that hook. I'll pick it up, take it off, and now I'm just going to take off walking with it. I can't reel it because I've only got one hand and film, so I'm going to walk it back like this. We'll be back to normal here in a minute. These cows are anxious now. It's funny, you know, the cows are very satisfied. The minute you come out here, they're like, well, we want to be moved, we want to be moved. And there they go. Better keep moving, they're going to get wrapped up in this wire. All right. Go up there with your buddies. There you go. Cows are so funny. They can walk 20 feet and go in that paddock, but they'll stand there and watch their buddies going. There's an opening up there, girls. Come on up. This is definitely the better end of the paddock, or the better side of it. There's a whole bunch of Indian grass down there in that bottom, along that terrace. But you know, you talk about condition on your cows. That's condition. I mean, she is absolutely full, packing good meat. She's got a calf sucking on her. And when you can have cows that can stay in that kind of condition and nurse a calf, those are the cows you want to build your herd from. Those are the cows you want to build your herd from. Oh, look at that. There's a heifer. That's a 2019. She just, I looked at her ear tag. I think she's about 15 months old now. There's another one. That's a first calf heifer right there. Pretty little cow. They've all got really good condition on them. That's what you want to see out of your cows. You don't want cows that are real thin. If you've got cows that are thin or something going on, you might be limiting them. You're not giving them enough to eat. They should be just roly-poly, lots of flesh on them. And somebody made the comment the other day, well, they get too fat, you're going to have trouble calving. Grass fat's different. I've never had any trouble calving, getting a cow good condition going in the winter. Because our cows need good condition going in the winter because they still got a calf sucking on them. We haven't weaned for 14 years. Cows got to wean them. So don't worry about your cows being a little bit too heavy going in the winter. It'll be gone by spring, I promise you. Cold weather will take it off. That, if you got a calf sucking on them, that'll help too. But we make the cows wean their calves. That's what we've been doing, and it's been working well. Some of the cows wouldn't wean their calves, and those are the ones that got a little thinner in the winter, late winter, and we called those. We just got rid of them. But to me, this is what it's about right here. Is you're taking solar energy, running it through this grass and even this Sericea lespedeza, and the cows, they don't eat it. They're going to trample it on the ground, just like they did over there. I mean, that paddock just got hammered, and that was in 4 hours. Okay? That's a big difference from what you're seeing right here. But cows are a whole lot like people. You know, they like to have diversity in their diet, and the more diversity we can give them in their diet, the better they do. And with that, I think that's what I wanted to cover. Oh, we got a brand new baby calf coming over there. We just moved them 4 hours ago. That little calf is running with his tail sticking up in the air. I'll be darned. Way over there, she's coming right toward me. I'm gonna let this run just a little bit. Let's show you how quickly a little South Pole calf gets up and gets going. This is a dark cow. I say dark, she may be real dark. We've got 2 black Angus in here that are they're half South Pole. And I noticed this morning one of them is starting to fret, or she's actually starting to spring. She was a little bit swelled up. I can't believe she would have calved already, but I think she did. Certainly did. That's her. Yep, that's her. So this is a cow we raised. Her mother was a black Angus cross. She had a little bit of Murray Grey in her. And she just calved. That's unbelievable. Look at that little calf. He's red. He's a really dark red. That calf is less than 4 hours old. And it's following mama. Look at that. Just a beautiful little calf. So we'll tag him tomorrow. I thought she looked awful springy this morning, but I thought, oh, it'll be another couple days. It wasn't. She's a good mama. Look at that. See, you want them to turn around and do that. There you go. Beautiful mother. You can tell by the way the calf's moving, it's already sucked. It's up in good shape. That's the way you like them to work. Thank you, NO2. You did a good job. You can tell that calf's got a little bit of a black mother, and it's got a darker red color to it. She couldn't have picked a better day. It rained all morning. It's about 75, 78 degrees out here. It's cool. And she picked a perfect day, and it is a little heifer calf. That's pretty cool. So anyway, the herd grew today by 1. And hopefully down the road, NO2's daughter will become part of our herd. So with that, I'm going to sign off. You guys and ladies just checking out the channel. Hit that subscribe button on the way out and that like. I'd appreciate it. And I'm going to be putting out more of these videos, so we need to spread the word, and we'll see y'all down the road.